The atmosphere is a thin protective layer directly above the land and sea. It helps us by providing oxygen, shielding us from harmful UV rays, moderating temperatures, carrying moisture from sea to land, sustaining crops and forests, replenishing soil and wells, and much more. The atmosphere is amazing at cleaning itself. This feat is visible after volcanic eruptions. Humans are causing air pollution and damaging the atmosphere, possibly irreversibly. Most scientists say pollution in the lowest atmospheric layer is caused mainly by greenhouse gases. Key greenhouse gases include methane, nitrous oxide, and carbon dioxide. These gases cause the Earth to retain more heat and heat up, as if it was a greenhouse. Scientists aren't sure the speed of global warming, but it is causing glaciers to melt. This causes sea level to rise and makes some islands disappear. Other changes include changes in water events, such as the hydraulic cycle and precipitation patterns. This can alter conditions for vegetation, which can change agricultural patterns and animal habitats. Global warming is caused by a growing population and increased human activity, such as the burning of tropical forests and the burning of coal and oil. The amount of key greenhouse gases in the air increases by about 2% every decade. Main contributors to this rise are automobiles, steel mills, refineries, and chemical plants. A byproduct of the enormous volume of pollutants spewed into the atmosphere is acid rain. It is formed by sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxides being released by burning fossil fuels. These mix with water vapor to form dilute solutions of sulfuric and nitric acid. They come down with the rain to form acid rain. It is usually mild but dangerous to certain ecosystems and locations. Examples include the harmful effect to fish in lakes, stunted forest growth, loss of crops, and sped up corrosion of buildings. Acid rain is generally downwind of medium or long winds from high industrial areas. To stop global warming and acid rain, or at least lower it, some countries have instituted emission level laws that cap the amount of greenhouse gases companies can emit.
Over the centuries, human population growth has put increasing pressure on the land surface. More land is cleared and placed under cultivation. Trees are cut down and cities expand. The effects can be seen almost everywhere and are so extensive that it is often difficult even to reconstruct what an area might be like in the absence of humans. The human impact on the Earth's land surface has several key aspects, of which the most significant are deforestation, soil erosion, waste disposal, and biodiversity loss. From the tropical Amazon basin to high-latitude North America and Eurasia, humans have cut down forests and whittled away woodlands. The world's forests, especially those of lower and middle latitudes, play a critical role in what biogeographers call the oxygen cycle. In 2005, the FAO released a comprehensive 10-year study of the world's forests. It found that the annual net loss of forests globally was 7.3 million hectares per year between 2000 and 2005, a rate that was lower than the 8.9 million hectares per year between 1990 and 2000. The loss of potentially productive soil to erosion has been described as a quiet crisis of global proportions. Why has soil erosion increased so much? Part of the answer lies in population pressure. World population is moving towards 7 billion. Shifting cultivators must shorten their field rotation cycle too. Altogether, 99.7% of all human food is grown in soil, and annual soil erosion shrinks the cropland available for agriculture. A 2006 study reported that globally about 37,000 square miles of cropland are lost to soil erosion each year. Soil erosion is caused by a variety of factors. Livestock are allowed to graze in areas where they destroy natural vegetation. Land's too dry to sustain farming, and wind erosion follows. International cooperation in food distribution, education of farmers and governments, and worldwide dissemination of soil conservation methods are urgently needed to solve this quiet crisis.
The United States is the largest consumer of resources. It is also the largest producer of solid waste, debris, and garbage. They produce about 1.7 kilograms of solid waste per person per day. Disposal of these waste is a major worldwide problem, and space for it is no longer easy to find. In countries that can afford it, open dumps have been replaced by sanitary landfills. In the United States, the number of suitable sites for sanitary landfills is decreasing, and there are about a dozen states that have no more space for the landfills. Those states must now buy space from other states, and trucking garbage by rail is very expensive. There are similar problems on a global scale. The US, the EU, and Japan export solid wastes to countries like Africa, the Middle and South America, and East Asia. While these countries are paid for accepting the waste, they do not always have the capacity to treat it properly. The waste is often dumped into open landfills. Eventually, the practice of managing waste by exporting it became controversial. In 1989, a treaty was drawn up to control it. The treaty did not do very much, but it did place some restrictions on trade of hazardous materials. There is a big difference between toxic wastes and radioactive wastes. In toxic wastes, the danger is caused by chemicals, infectious materials, and the like. There are two types of radioactive wastes: low-level radioactive wastes and high-level. Low-level give off small amounts of radiation and are produced by industry, hospitals, and research facilities. High-level radioactive waste is caused mostly by fuel rods.
Biodiversity is an abbreviation of biological diversity. Biodiversity refers to the diversity of all aspects of life. There is an estimated 10 to 100 million species in the world. So far, only 1.75 million species have been identified. Species are becoming extinct at a rapid rate. Even though it is a natural process, humans have dramatically increased the rate of extinction. 8% of plants, 5% of fish, 11% of birds, and 18% of mammals are currently threatened. Whether a species is threatened with extinction depends on the range of the species, its scarcity, and its geographic concentration. The domestication of animals and plants has greatly changed our relationship with species. Many animals have been hunted for skins, feathers, and so on. Examples are beavers, elephants, and walruses. Over 650 species of plants and 480 species of animals have become extinct in the last 400 years. New species introduced to new areas by humans has greatly affected these areas. One specific area is the Oceanic Islands. An estimated 2,000 species of birds on tropical Pacific islands became extinct following human settlement. Humans have greatly affected animals and plants around the world.